the Watergate building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Amy Walter and John Mercurio.
Well, hello to you. Welcome to Hotline TV. I'm Amy Walter.
And I'm John Mercurio. Call out the kindergarten cops. Clinton's campaign accused Obama of harboring presidential ambitions going back to kindergarten. But did it backfire? And is Hillary land backing off? So it seemed this morning when pollster Mark Penn went on MSNBC and claimed it was all a joke. Why don't we roll that clip?
But why bring up his kindergarten teacher?
Oh, that is so silly. You know, I have to say that I really wonder, at the end of the day, he put out an attack on her, trying to say that she had some 20-year plan, and at the end of a long thing, as a joke, the campaign put out that he always wanted to run from kindergarten. It was a joke, and then the spin machines here are so hyped up here about Senator Clinton and her campaign that someone would pick up on a joke like that and actually treat it as though it was serious.
All right, Amy, is Mark Penn right? Is this just a whole sort of, much ado about nothing? What does the kindergarten flap mean, and how do you think it relates to this new Gallup poll coming out, the USA Today Gallup poll that shows her losing ground?
Right. Well, obviously this just happened, so I don't think it's reflected necessarily in the poll, but I think there is an important, I think what the Gallup poll showed was important. It does relate back to this. The first is, for the first time, I think going all the way back to June, her disapproval rating is higher than her approval rating. So her personal negatives have risen. I don't think that this back and forth helps that, right? Yeah, especially when it looks petty, or whether it's taken out of context or not. And quite frankly, the Clinton campaign, they're big kids. They know how this works. Right. So they know exactly how this stuff happens, and to say suddenly now, like, I don't know why everyone's making such a big deal. This is
right. I mean, I guess the bigger point, though, I mean, it seems like what the Clinton campaign was trying to do, what she's trying to do, is lure Obama into a food fight. Lure Obama into a Clinton versus Obama food fight.
And he's not taking it.
Where both of them lose a lot of ground in terms of favorability. He's not taking it. You saw yesterday and today him trying to resist the attack on her, letting the media basically attack her. And that, I think, is going to be a big problem for her in terms of trying to lower his approval ratings. You saw John Edwards sort of refusing to join the fray as well, him sort of making fun of the Clinton campaign's kindergarten attack, and in some ways, I think, defending Obama. But on the other hand, look, I think Mark Penn is right too. I think that the Obama campaign came out, they called this the kindergarten attack. They've tried to spin the media, and the media ate it up. I mean, we're following a storyline where Clinton has been the inevitable front runner for most of the year. Suddenly, she had a trip up during the debate in Philadelphia, and since then, it's been a free fall basically. And the media is sort of following that story arc, as predictably as the Obama campaign, as they followed the first one about Hillary's inevitability, and I think that's exactly what the Obama campaign is hoping for.
And here's what I find really interesting, though, is that while her numbers dropped, I mean, she dropped 9 points from the previous Gallup poll, but it's not as if Obama suddenly jumped up 9 points. He only gained a couple. Edwards gained a couple, the rest sort of sprinkled around in the third-tier candidates. So there's still, the storyline is still the same as it was back in the summer, which is there's not one anybody but Hillary campaign. And when you look at Barack Obama, yes, he could gain a great deal by coming out of Iowa as the winner. But if this thing is still really bunched up, and it's still a three-way contest going into New Hampshire, that still benefits Hillary Clinton.
But is she then going to lose ground in New Hampshire? I mean, look, we saw that this is essentially where where John Kerry was in December of 2003, and the bounce coming out of Iowa was enough for New Hampshire. But I think you're right. I mean, I think the larger point is as you go down the calendar, the February 5th states become the real battleground.
Right, and that while again that there are still questions, I think the key for her will be to stay off of these attacks that look personal in nature, dirty tactics, whatever we're calling that, and focus back on, which she was trying to do here and didn't do it as well, on experience, gravitas. Right. Once she gets off of that, it's very dangerous territory for her. But
all right, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, that'll do it for our show today on Hotline TV.
We'll see you tomorrow.